Based on a true story, Colin Clark's first job in the film industry is to serve as assistant to Sir Lawrence Olivier.
Be careful not to get in too deep, son.
But when production starts on The Prince and The Showgirl, co-star Marilyn Monroe arrives unprepared for her role.
I think Marilyn knows exactly what she's doing.
Colin and Marilyn form a sweet friendship that helps her complete the film in My Week with Marilyn.
Next up is My Week with Marilyn. David, you've just seen it. Why don't you tell us about it?
My Week with Marilyn is based on a true story from the biography of Colin Clark. When Colin was a young man in his 20s in 1956, his very first job in the business was to be the production assistant for Sir Lawrence Olivier.
Wow.
And then to top that, the very first movie that he worked on was The Prince and The Showgirl, starring Sir Lawrence Olivier and Marilyn Monroe.
You're not taking him to Marilyn?
Oh, no, sir.
Okay. You have a nice time, boys.
Surprise! Jesus! Roger and I decided to take you on an adventure.
So this premise has been mined many times before in movies. The behind the scenes of what goes on in making a movie, the egotistical and incorrigible stars, the harried and overworked production staff. What makes this story so great is not only the wonderful writing, but the superb performances. You have Judi Dench as Dame Sybil Thorndike. You have Kenneth Branagh, who gets to play Sir Lawrence Olivier.
It's great casting.
And you have Michelle Williams as Marilyn Monroe. And Michelle Williams is a revelation in this movie. And there's a reason for it. She has a fairly unsympathetic character in Marilyn Monroe, and yet she creates sympathy with us for Marilyn. When Marilyn shows up to the set of this movie shoot, she's a mess. She's already on pills. She has handlers around her that are managing her life and everything about her. She just got married to Arthur Miller. And then on top of it all, she has to act opposite Sir Lawrence Olivier. So you can imagine what a horrible mental state of mind that she's in. Kenneth Branagh looks like he's having the time of his life as Sir Lawrence Olivier. I mean, what an opportunity for a great role. He is angry and crazy and hilarious and egotistical, all at the same time.
Hello. I hope Larry isn't making you all work too hard. I know what a dreadful slave driver he could be.
Michelle Williams is effervescent as Marilyn Monroe. She is able to play the timid little girl that is Norma Jean, who is just looking for a friend and someone to love. And yet she's able to switch on a dime and turn into Marilyn Monroe. She understands who Marilyn Monroe is. She understands the persona and the industry that is Marilyn. I also have to give props to Eddie Redmayne, who plays the lead character, Colin Clark. He has a lot to carry on his shoulders here, and he's certainly surrounded by a lot of really wonderful actors. But we really see his character growth from this very timid little production assistant at the beginning of the shoot to someone who has matured into a man who understands Marilyn, is on her side, and is able to protect her, and only wants her friendship in return, doesn't want anything else from her.
So do you think Michelle Williams has a chance at an Oscar nomination for this performance?
Kenneth Branagh, Judi Dench, who isn't in the film for a long time, but steals her part in the show, and of course Michelle Williams are all wonderful, and I think they're all Oscar worthy.
A movie takes a lot longer than 7 days to make, so if he's a production assistant on a film, why is it called My Week with Marilyn?
Sean, that's an excellent question. My Week with Marilyn covers 1 week at the very end of the production where Marilyn and Colin Clark start to fall in love with each other, and it's a week where they do spend time together almost on their own, and we see their relationship grow.
Why don't you give us your verdict?
I think I will. Virtuoso performances by Judi Dench, Kenneth Branagh, and Michelle Williams as a wonderful Marilyn Monroe makes My Week with Marilyn a see it.